Hey then everyone, Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. Welcome to our Colossal Digital Days Nintendo eShop sale, where we take a look at games that are up to 80% off across Europe and the UK. Stay tuned for our giveaway. We'll let you know also the winner of the $10 voucher from last week, so make sure you stay till the end. James and I have swapped around this week, and this video has been released earlier to give you, ladies and gentlemen, time to digest these wonderful deals over the weekend. Now, before I begin, I want to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor of this video, which is the great game Hypercharge Unboxed. Hypercharge your Switch now. You can purchase this game with 30% off. Now, this is a great game to play, folks, because it's easy to play with friends online and locally with split screen in this FPS shooter game with tower defense elements added for strategy. And what we love about it is going up against toys that we used to play with as kids. Yes, that nostalgia hit with those green toy soldiers, spinners, and boglins. Up to 4 players can play online to take on the levels in cooperative mode, or you can play deathmatch against each other, which is great fun. It's a great challenge having to defend your base against the army of toys that come at you in waves from differing directions, and the development team wanted to remind us and you that they are continually taking on player feedback to improve the game, and proof of that lately was with their massive 1.5 patch update, which added gyro controls, more party options, tank battles, new skins, and much more. And the development team have stressed to us, and they want to stress this to you, that even through COVID-19, which has delayed some of their further updates past 1.5, they are still working hard and planning on releasing further updates soon. So if you are considering a purchase of this game, rest assured it's going to be fully supported now and in the future. We'll leave some links in the description below so you can find out more. And because of our sponsor's generosity, we'll be giving away 2 times £15 eShop vouchers for you this week. And all you have to do is let us know in the comments down below what your pick of the week is. What game would you choose this week if you could only pick one? Yes, it's a tough one. And hang on though, that's not all. We'll be giving away 2 European Hypercharge Unboxed codes, so we'll be picking 4 winners next week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss next week's video, where we'll let you know those 4 winners. Now let's get on with the rest of these games in this list. James and Jordan are going to tell you about their picks of the week.
Thanks, Juan. How you doing, everyone? It's James Romero here with my pick of the week, and this week it's Mark of the Ninja Remastered. I just couldn't look past it. What a game and what a price. You want to be a ninja but lack the stones to do it for real? No problem. That is what this game is here for. To win the day, you need to be silent, agile, and of course, use your noggin to outwit your opponents. The scenery is gorgeous, and if you love stealth, then this game is certainly for you. And the Switch version also includes a Game Plus mode for those who need a sterner challenge. With 75% off, this is a brilliant deal.
Hey everyone, Jordan here with my bargain of the week. This week I'm going for a game that I've wanted to jump into for a long time since its release, Rune Factory 4 Special. It's now at its cheapest price of just £23.09 in the UK and £27.99 in Europe. Sadly, it's not currently on sale in the US as I'm writing this. 30% off may not sound like much, but for the amount of charming, lovable and sizable content that you're getting here, the asking price is actually very good indeed. If you want a Stardew Valley with better adventure aspects, then look no further than Rune Factory 4. It may be a 3DS game at heart, but the quality is definitely there for it to hold its own on the Switch.
Okami HD is now the lowest price it's ever been on the Nintendo eShop, with a massive 50% off, and to be honest, this doesn't ever need to be on sale for us to recommend it, because it's a fantastic game. It's the best version to boot, with fantastic visuals in both docked and handheld, plus the great use of HD Rumble. If you don't own this Zelda-like game that many consider to be on par, perhaps even better than some Zeldas, then now truly is the time to pick it up, because it's never been cheaper. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy really is a great bunch of games. few weeks back it was on sale in the US with 50% off, and now it's back again in the EU and UK, 50% off again. So just £14.99, well worth a pickup, and over 60 hours of gameplay with excellent story, memorable characters, humour and puzzle solving. These three games really do have it all, and if you haven't, as I say, picked them up, now's your chance to get them at a bargain price. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate continues the popular series from Capcom and is a perfect fit on the Nintendo Switch, both because its portable form factor and because of the local co-op capabilities. I know because I've been playing this one recently with my family, and if you're someone who missed this series, the premise is very simple. It's an action RPG with real-time battles where you take on huge monsters, slay them, and use the loot to improve and create new weapons and armor. The focus is on getting better gear, which replaces the leveling system in most other RPGs. It makes for a thrilling and addictive game loop. Next up, we have the Hotline Miami Collection with a gargantuan 65% off at just £7.87. I consider myself lucky enough to have picked up a physical version on pre-order from Special Reserve Games. I paid a pretty penny and can't wait for it to arrive. But at the moment, this is the lowest it's ever been on the eShop. These games are neon soaked with a brutal challenge in this awesome top-down shooter. Highly recommended. Transistor really is a fantastic game from the makers of Bastion. It has a massive 80% off. It's a great game, sci-fi action RPG where you need to use strategy planning in this action experience. With some great storytelling, this is a game that will get you hooked the moment you play it. And as I say, a price of just £3.09, you can't go wrong here. Wargroove has a massive 50% off. It was an absolute phenomenon when it initially released on the Switch, and it channeled that desire for another entry in Nintendo's Advance Wars series. It does a stand-up job. Polished quality in terms of gameplay plus a soundtrack that is truly amazing. It's one of the must-have games on the Switch, not only in terms of being an indie, this does stand toe-to-toe with some of the big boys in the genre. It also came with an incredibly affordable price tag to begin with. It's worth noting that it very recently had a physical release with some nice little goodies, including a download for that awesome music that I just mentioned. So let me know what your favourite civilization in the series is if you have time in the comments section. You know, part 6 for me in the series, it's a very good strategy game, but you know, some people don't like the visuals here when they got a little bit more cartoony. When it did come to the Switch though, I was surprised. I couldn't help but wonder how the controls would work and what sacrifices needed to be made. However, when I did play it, it was very good. I reviewed it and gave it an 8.5 out of 10. The premise remains the same as it's ever been. Starting out with a small group of settlers at the dawn of man, you work your way through the ages, expanding your empire, and along the way each game is different, and what you choose to focus on, and indeed which win condition you aim for, is completely up to you. I'm sorry, but this is just a ridiculous price for SteamWorld HEIST. This is a quality game, and the SteamWorld series has a wonderful steampunk vibe. This time it's back in the form of a turn-based strategy game that has been expertly ported onto the Switch, finding for me its best home, and it's great on the move. You play as Faraday Piper, a space pirate, and along with your team of robots, you roam the galaxy in a space adventure, becoming reluctant heroes along the way. The gameplay is deep and rewarding, with an excellent aiming mechanic and lots of combos. Cover and strategic decisions are to be made here. You just can't go wrong with its current price. Here we have another game with ridiculous money off, 75% off for this open world RPG set in the porcelain world of cats. This was priced pretty well in the first place, I have to say, at just £9.99, but now an incredible 75% off. Combat's in real time, exploration is here in abundance, exploring dungeons and finding all of that wonderful loot. It's just a great little game that everyone should own for just £2.49. The price is less than a coffee here in the UK. Resident Evil 4 has 50% off in all regions, so if you missed it last week, then don't despair, as many of the Resident Evil games are on sale. But this is one of our favourites. It has that 50% off till June the 18th. Horror from over-the-shoulder angle, so it's quite different back in the day to the previous games which came before, with a heavy emphasis on action. I love it, and having the ability to play on the move, just a no-brainer. Darksiders Warmastered Edition has 60% off. It's a fantastic action game with good visuals, audio and gameplay, which still holds up well today. This edition even has the option in the visual department where you can play either at 60 frames per second with lower fidelity on the visuals, or higher fidelity and lesser frame rates at 30 frames per second. Here, the four horsemen of the apocalypse stand accused of breaking the sacred laws and inciting a war between heaven and hell. Talking about Darksiders, you can also pick up Darksiders 2 with 60% off at an incredible £10.39 price tag. And here in second one, you play as Death, the most feared of the four horsemen, and he's on a quest to clear his brother's name in the sequel, all DLC included, over 30 hours of great gameplay. This is a great bargain. Little Nightmares has 72% off. This is a fantastic little horror platformer type of game that I really enjoyed on the Nintendo Switch. Check out the review. I'll put it in the top right hand corner if you want to check it out. It's a fantastic game from Bandai Namco, and what I'm really looking forward to is the sequel that is supposedly out in July 2020, so July this year. Looking forward to that one 100%. Who doesn't love Spyro? When recreating classics is always dangerous ground. You can lose the original gameplay, or indeed the game can age pretty poorly. Thankfully, Spyro Reignited doesn't suffer from either. The gameplay is exactly as remembered, with a shiny new coat of paint. It's been lovingly applied to these classics. Lots of nice details have been added, from the new animations on Spyro to the ability to burn grass. It's easy to forget how blocky the game world was back in the day. It looks like a stunning game that was made for the modern era now, and those coming back to play this years later will love how it looks now, and those experiencing it for the first time can pick up this wonderful trilogy, which has been remastered for a great price. My Friend Pedro is one quirky game and another hit from those wonderful guys at Devolver Digital. A sentient floating banana is just crazy, but combine that with one man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path with what feels like a ballet. A dance of acrobatics, shooting, all in a combination of jumps, flips and twirls with some slow motion thrown in for good measure. Throw in a motorbike chase and some physics puzzles, and this is one of those games that I enjoyed very much so in 2019, and it's just still relevant now in 2020. And if you haven't picked up My Friend Pedro, now's the time with 40% off. Ori and the Blind Forest is an indie game created by Moon Studios and was published by Microsoft. Such was their belief in the game, and so it was justified, because what was created by Moon Studios was absolutely incredible. The tale of a young orphan destined for greater things. Here we have an action platformer with sublime hand-painted artwork, beautifully animated characters, and a musical score that's going to blow you away. Such is its wonderment to the ears. This is an emotional story which will touch you all, and with the incredible price that it's at now, definitely one to pick up. Devolver Digital just have this knack of publishing great games, and GRIS was definitely another one of those. And when it's got 50% off, you just have to consider it. It's an emotional ride with our protagonist GRIS, who takes us on a journey of discovery, dealing with a painful experience and sorrow which manifests itself through her dress, granting you new abilities. Now, a story is told here with no words at all. It's just got those wonderful visuals and a really epic score. Fantastic music here. We can't praise it enough, and again, as we say, at this current price, if you haven't tried this already, make sure you put it on your wish list. The Witcher 3 has a 30% off deal at the moment, so it's £34.99. And, for it to make it onto the Nintendo Switch is impressive. It's a very good port for this hardware, and a very good game. Tons of gameplay in this open world adventure, and if you enjoy monster slaying with swords, crossbows and some powerful magic, then this is going to grab hold of you and never let go. This complete edition contains all of the downloadable content, so for now, if you haven't tried it, then 30% off, well worth a go. Oh man, what can we say about The Messenger? It's just a fantastic game. As a demon army besieges the village, a young ninja ventures through a cursed world to deliver a scroll paramount to his clan's survival. And what begins as a classic action platformer soon unravels into an expansive time-travelling adventure full of thrills, surprises, and of course humour. The Messenger's one of the strongest indie titles on the Switch. It's made a couple of our top indie lists over the years. We love its retro style and chiptunes, plus its branching paths to discover. When it has a discount, if you haven't played it, definitely well worth putting on your Nintendo Switch as early as possible. Assassin's Creed 3 has a massive 63% off and it's just £11.09. On the Nintendo Switch, this is the remastered version with a few small lifestyle tweaks. It's not everyone's favourite, but we thoroughly enjoyed it when we reviewed the game here at SwitchWatch. You can check it out by clicking on the right hand banner at the top of this video. It does introduce some new mechanics and characters, and it's good to have this available on the Switch so you can play it on the move. Definitely recommended at its current price. We absolutely love Enter the Gungeon here at SwitchWatch. A bullet hell in a dungeon, what more could you want? There's a vast assortment of weapons. It's as tough as anything though, and you know, it's one of those games that's just addictive. You want that one more go every time. We can't get enough of Enter the Gungeon and always load it up on our Switch for another go. So at this current price of just over £5, you can't go wrong with the quality on offer here. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is a much lauded remake of 3 classic games. It was already decent value at full price, but now with the money off, it's a bit of a no-brainer. There's 3 awesome games that will occupy you for a pretty long amount of time. A collection that's great for newcomers wanting to experience these games for the first time, and perfect for those seeking that nostalgic hit from the PlayStation 1. Although you may want to play with cheap controllers, because we're sure some controller throwing will go on. It's tougher than you remember, but still a quality purchase right now. Golf Story is one of those games that you can't put down until the credits roll. The beauty here is how it's managed to take 2 perfectly standalone genres and mix them together with such aplomb. And if you haven't played Golf Story yet, then make sure you do. And for those of you that have, I'm sure you're all looking forward to Sports Story. I know that I cannot wait for that game to hit the Nintendo Switch. Now at its current price, Golf Story is definitely one to consider. I've been really impressed with the development team of Horizon Chase Turbo, continually supporting and updating their product. And if you remember games such as the Lotus series and Outrun, well, this game will take you back there in an instant. A racer inspired by the 80s and 90s. I love the visuals here and the soundtrack, and with its current price, this race is well worth picking up. I loved Ghostbusters on the Nintendo Switch. It's a very authentic experience, and if you love the movies, then this has the voices and in-game likenesses of Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson in an original story. None of that would matter though if the gameplay was rubbish, and thankfully it does not disappoint like many game and movie tie-ins. Catching ghosts has never been so fun with upgradable weapons and destructible environments. We loved it at its current price, so at this price now, definitely worth considering. Blasphemous is one of those games that is brutal, it's challenging, it's non-linear, and has a really cool world to explore. it's violent too. And well, if you love these kind of games, you can customize your build by discovering and equipping relics, rosary beads, prayers, and sword hearts. There's loads of combinations for you to find that will suit your playstyle. And best of all, the boss battles are absolutely epic, and at its current price, you cannot go wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this colossal Nintendo of Europe sale. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure you hit the like button. We really do appreciate that. And make sure you don't forget to leave a comment down below for your chance to either win Hypercharge the game or a £15 eShop voucher, which we'll be giving away next week in our weekly bargains video. Which reminds me, last week's winner is Joseph Diab. Please contact us at switchwatch.co.uk for your $10 voucher from last week. Thank you so much for entering. With our slight change in schedule this week, James will be covering all upcoming games for next week on Sunday, and don't miss out on Jordan's video covering all of the physical releases on the Nintendo Switch, which will be released Monday evening UK time. So if you are new here and you don't want to miss out, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification, and that goes for all of our existing subscribers. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our subscribers, watchers, members, people that comment, like our videos. We really do appreciate it, and I want to massively give a huge thanks to our sponsor Hypercharge Unboxed, making videos like this one possible and for us to do even better giveaways. We really do appreciate it. My name is Juan Romero, and from everybody in the team, thank you so much. We'll see you very soon on the next one. Take care.